Chapter 16, Lifespan Growth and Development. Chapter 16 moves on to individuals in middle adulthood. We're not going to talk about Chapter 15, not that it's bad information, but we don't have time. So let's look at the personality crisis, the psychosocial crisis in midlife. You probably know it as the midlife crisis. Midlife crisis gives it a negative connotation, but in actuality, all people in midlife go through a crisis identified by Erik Erikson, and his name for it was generativity versus stagnation, becoming stagnant like a pool of water. Think about when you turn 20, you look forward to so many things in life. You have plans and dreams, and when you think about how much time it will take to meet those, generally you say, I have plenty of time. I've only lived 20 years, it seemed like forever, and I've got 3 times that to go forward. I probably have 60 more years to accomplish my goals, and therefore it allows a person to relax and set about gradually moving forward in their lives, achieving and making errors and learning from those errors. At 30, still got plenty of time. I've still got 50 years. That's a huge long time. By 30, I maybe have my family and I've got my career, and I'm looking forward to vacations and looking forward to raising my children and developing, deepening relationship with my spouse. And then we get 40, and there's a little bit of a change at 40. Sure, I've got 40 more years, but by 40, 45, the effects of aging, which have been going on since I was 25. My body begins to go in a very, very slow decline called senescence. You can look that up back in chapter 15, I believe. Senescence is natural aging. That begins to catch up with me. I begin to see the effects of age. I don't recover from injuries as easily. Maybe start gaining weight in ways that I never thought as my metabolism slows. My eyesight it begins to fail me, and I maybe need to buy reading glasses. I develop wrinkles, start losing my hair starts graying. I begin to see the effects on a daily basis of age and realize that the next 40 years, if I'm blessed with them, are not going to be the same as the first early 40 years. Now granted, I have greater wisdom and understanding, wisdom gained by knowledge plus experience, so all that life experience tends to make me an expert in whatever field I've chosen to be in. Expertise obviously isn't perfection, but it's just an assuredness that I know what I'm doing. So at 40, just like I did at 30, just like I did at 20, I'm asking some of these questions. Am I where I thought I would be by now? Have I achieved some of the dreams that I intended to achieve? Am I living a respectable life? Am I respected by others? Do I have self-respect? Am I successful within my own definition of success? Finances, the car I drive, the family I have, the well-being of my children. Am I leaving a mark? Am I building a legacy that's going to go on after I die? Very, very important question within existential psychology, the psychology of existence. What does my life mean? And am I making the world a better place? And am I happy? Am I content? Do I have enough happiness or joy in my life? Not that happiness and joy are the same thing. Sorry, happiness is in the moment and you say, hey, this is really fun. Joy is an assurance that things are working for the good in my life and another's life. So 2 primary ideas Erikson put forward, that generativity means I recognize that I'm responsible for maintaining and contributing to my own life and my world and the future. Stagnation means I'm retreating towards selfishness, refusing to move forward. We'll talk about why here in a bit. So a person who achieves generativity over the course of their midlife crisis from 40 to 50, we would say, maybe even extended beyond, is I finally settle in on the idea that life isn't about me, that life is about caring for others and taking care of the next generation and leaving a mark that makes the world a better place. Very important concern for people in midlife. The virtue being care, as I care about others. I care about people outside of myself and want to be connected to them, and I'm not afraid of being responsible for them. For most people, this is an adaptive, smooth, rewarding transition. There's some anxiety there, but generally, I recognize in my 40s and 50s that my career has blossomed, my skills have increased, I've become an expert, which is the things that it used to take me a long time to do and think about are become automatic, which frees me up to do other things. I'd much rather have a gallbladder removed by a surgeon who's an expert in their field, because most of it's automatic. They don't have to think about it too hard, and they're able to be on the lookout for complications that other people might not catch. Salary has increased at this time. Probably within your 40s and 50s, you'll be earning as much money, the most money you've ever earned, because of your expertise, because employers are willing to pay for that expertise, that experience. Generally, if you've been married for a great length of time in your 40s and 50s, you'll find moments of closeness with your spouse that you didn't expect, that your relationship with your spouse is more rewarding and stronger than it's ever been. Generally because in your 40s and 50s, you have fewer arguments than you did in your 20s and 30s. The arguments early on in marriage are, I'm desperate to change you because I don't think I can live with the fact that you don't pick up your laundry. And so I scream at you and nag you and realize over time that doesn't work. That doesn't change anything. I can't change another human being. And so I choose to accept them, hopefully, the way they are. And there's less nagging, fewer arguments, less conflict. And they provide greater support. We need them more than we ever had before. We need them to go through midlife with us and support us and tell us we're doing a good job. Our children become more autonomous, become more self-directed. I don't have to pick out their clothes. I don't have to tell them what to do as frequently. I can hopefully trust that they've learned from my morals and rules and are going to make good choices. This allows parents greater freedom to maybe go into a second honeymoon, a second period of time of aloneness together, and that can help a relationship blossom pretty strongly. And then we have situations like this, COVID-19, where the prediction, the sad prediction among psychologists and others, is that the divorce rate is going to skyrocket. We're going to see probably a 5% increase, at least, in divorces in America, related to the fact that couples who have adapted to their relationship by being away from each other or by being close and alone are no longer afforded that opportunity, and we're probably seeing conflicts increase at a pretty dramatic level. Can it be a good thing? Yes, it can drive people closer together, but we also know that it could be a bad thing. Generally, people who are 40 and 50 don't feel 40 or 50. They feel like they did when they were 30, at least emotionally. They look different, but they feel and their interests are very similar. Let's look at the negative aspect of the midlife crisis. The iconic idea would be that the 40-year-old man wakes up and realizes he's stuck in a place that he doesn't want to be, that he's stuck in a home he doesn't want to be in, and has responsibilities he doesn't necessarily internally feel that he can achieve, and he doesn't have the car he wants, and he doesn't have the wife he wants, and so he trades in a station wagon for a Porsche, and he trades in his older wife for a younger, newer model. Why is he doing this? Generally, it's he's one of those cookie crust exterior, marshmallow interior dudes. He built up a false facade and looked for the trappings of success to define his character, looked for what he does to define his character, and realizes that's not working anymore. And so he runs away. He's hiding, he's retreating from responsibility, trying to restore his youth in artificial ways, and is able to make some pretty destructive changes because he blames other people. It's my fault. It's your fault that I'm stuck here. It's the kid's fault. It's the boss's fault. And so, blah, I'm going away from them. That's stagnation. Making the world a worse place and not being a pleasant person to be around or to be internally. They feel overwhelmed, and they maintain their self-absorption. They can't care about others because they care so much and so deeply about themselves. You can read Erickson's quote here on The Secret of Happiness. If you want to know what Erickson thinks about how to be happy during this time, this is his his idea. And we'll stop there.